All right, hello and welcome to the EliteDuels Fantasy Show. Today we're going to be talking about all the exciting action that took place at the Blast Pro Series this weekend. And to start us off, we're going to be going right into the top fantasy teams with the grand final with Liquid against Astralis. Now we saw a best of 3 series in the Blast Pro, very exciting last round. And without further ado, I'd like to also introduce Mark on my left and Nick on my right. Nick is our EliteDuels analyst, and Mark is our CEO and president of EliteDuels. So without further ado, Mark, I'd like to maybe why don't we start with you and go through what you think of that first round between Liquid and Astralis.
Yeah, well, first I'll touch on how the tournament ran. I think the Blast Pro Series is a really fun tournament to watch. And it's fast-paced. It's not long. Some of those other tournaments you could sit there watching for 6-7 hours straight. This one is quick. It's a lot of fun and a lot of action that's fast-paced. Overall view on the tournament, I truly thought it was basically 3 top-tier teams, and then you had 3 other teams that were just basically didn't even show up to play. And I shouldn't say that about NIP. NIP played pretty well. FaZe and MIBR were just non-existent. It was actually pretty bad and almost cost me my fantasy team against you two guys.
Yeah, I did.
I picked Fur and Fallen on my teams, but Liquid and Astralis just are on a whole nother level when it comes to
absolutely. Right, I think maybe we should touch upon too what we did on our last show. I had Ents and Astralis going for the finals.
Yeah.
Nick, you had...
I had, was it Liquid and Astralis? I think I went with them.
You went Liquid and Astralis?
I went Liquid.
I went MIBR and Astralis, and got the Astralis one right. I think we all knew that was
that was a sure. I mean, you were betting on Astralis.
They were definitely a shoo-in, but MIBR, boy, was that disappointing.
That was such a disappointment, especially in their home crowd. I felt so bad for their fans. I definitely did not want to be a Brazilian there that day.
Oh, yeah, I know. And I know that we expected MIBR in front of the Brazilian crowd to be, outstanding. We thought that they were going to match up against Astralis and see them in the finals, and that did not happen. Quite the opposite.
No, not even close. Yeah. So, anyways, going to grand finals, Liquid and Astralis, it easily could have been Ents. As we all know, Liquid just beat them out on the tiebreaker. But I thought first map, 16-13, I believe, on Dust 2. Liquid played it extremely well. I think they won like 6 or 7 straight rounds to win that map.
They did.
I thought they played well. It looked like Astralis got caught a couple times on the T side there where they didn't have an answer for a Liquid's defense on CTs. But like I said, they played really well. Unfortunately, map 2 and 3, so they did play Inferno on map 2, and I think Astralis has the longest unbeaten streak right now on Inferno.
Yeah.
So you kind of knew that, and you know what? Even though they won map 1 with Liquid winning map 1, you just had that feeling like there's no way they're still going to beat Astralis.
Yeah, when they did the initial videoing before the last game there, as soon as basically Astralis said Inferno, in my mind I thought, okay, they're just going to pick a map that the rest of these teams aren't familiar with playing. That's an instant win for Astralis.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of figured, if it went to that Inferno, I expected an Astralis win.
Yeah.
But what a major upset on the first Dust 2. I would have bet all my money on Astralis winning that first round, especially after Astralis playing Dust 2 the entire weekend, more often than not. I believe in the 5 games they played 4 of 5 on Dust 2.
Yeah, I think they did actually.
And they won all of their games.
Yeah.
So
they
know what to do on Dust 2.
They looked extremely good on Dust 2. And one of the things that stood out for me, obviously we know Device ended up getting the MVP of the tournament. He was the top fantasy performer on EliteDuels. But him on long A with an op is just like running into a brick wall. Oh my God, is he unbelievable. Like that 4K, who was it against? I think it might have been against Liquid. But that 4K just picking people off, coming off of short, off cat there.
Yeah, that was Liquid,
And you saw Stewie start off with Stewie with the shoulder peak.
Yeah.
Took him right away.
It was,
that was amazing.
Unbelievable. And then picking the guys who were trying to save off of save right after they planted. He sat in CT spawn and got 2 wall bang headshots when they're trying to jump through the crack at B site. Like, what the
He's on
heck?
another level.
Like, he's so good right now, and I'm very happy that I had him on my team. I think we all had him on our team as tier 1 player.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry.
You had Cold.
You took Cold.
Oh, yeah, I took Coldzera. I did the high risk, high reward. And
how'd that work out for you?
Yeah, it wasn't too
Not
much
too bad.
of... I mean, he still put up points. I mean, he was a little bit less than consistent, but nothing what I was anticipating. I was expecting a really, really high point from him.
Yeah.
But especially I was anticipating MIBR, the home crowd, Brazil, let's get everything going. MIBR is going to win a bunch of games, and that was kind of the opposite of what happened.
Yeah,
but
pretty
you know,
much.
you took a chance. That's what fantasy's all about, taking a gamble.
Yeah, but in the end, Astralis, victorious again, and I figured that's why I would rep this today. But again, they look unbelievable. I don't know right now who's going to beat them. It would have been nice to see Ents because I thought Ents looked a little bit better and sharper than Liquid.
Yeah.
But again, that tiebreaker went down to Liquid, just edging out Ents. And you know what? It would have been nice because they did play each other last. Just go to overtime.
Yeah.
I know they don't play overtime.
Yeah,
but
I would have liked
yeah.
to see that too.
yeah, it would have been better to see a team move forward by winning, by beating the other team.
Exactly.
Rather than having a tiebreaker situation.
Obviously, they're 15-15. Liquid wins based off just points,
Yeah.
but I don't get this. In my eyes, I don't see it as Liquid isn't the winner of that game. It's still, it is what it is. It's just a tie.
Yeah, they had the exact same record. They both went 3-1-1 in the tournament. So
And I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little excited. I mean, I'm disappointed. Obviously, I wanted to see Ents and Astralis do the rematch, but it was nice to see Liquid go against Astralis. So we didn't have another, I guess, a rerun of the last tournament that we just had. So it was nice to see the difference.
And I do wish that we saw Ents in the finals, just because when you look at the round robin, when they lost 16-14 to Astralis, it was a great game all around, right? These are two highly skilled teams, and last episode I was kind of pessimistic about Ents. I thought that they were going to be somewhat like what North was last year, but I'm fully on the Ents train.
You were.
now.
I have to say, you guys were both very pessimistic
No, this
about
team-
Ents.
well, it's because it was such short-term.
Turnaround.
Yeah, it was a short turnaround, and can they continue to replicate their play from the major and all the qualifying? And clearly, they did. And
Yeah, they absolutely showed up.
They look really, really good. That's a good team, and I look forward to watching them and hopefully seeing them compete and try to beat Astralis off of that throne.
Yeah. What I think is going to keep a lot of the casters were saying during the Blast Pro, everyone's has that mentality that, okay, Astralis is the best. Yeah, they're going to win every tournament that they go into right now. But, I mean, with Ents and Liquid, they got some competition right now. And, even if, it takes Ents and Liquid quite some time to actually beat Astralis, it's only be better for the CS game because it's going to be hiding the level that the new players are going to be coming up and playing this game. And it's going to be more exciting for the viewers and for the spectators. So it's all exciting.
Yeah, competition's always good.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't hurt.
Wonderful. And I guess from that, was there anything else you guys wanted to mention on the last map in regards to Overpass? I mean, that was an absolute blowout.
yeah.
Astralis 16 and Liquid 2. I mean, I kind of
20%.
expected that, to be honest with you. I think the first game on Dust 2, I thought, Astralis was just actually first time playing an actual team who knew what they were doing. And they just recuperate themselves on Inferno. Obviously, they had an Inferno bonus map as well. But then Overpass 16-2, Astralis really coming into their own. And what happened to Liquid there?
They had no answer from start to finish. It was just everything that Astralis did worked, and everything that Liquid tried to counter with didn't work. Like, Astralis had an answer for every little thing that Liquid did, and then once you get down by so much, it's one of those things. It's similar to tennis or any of those point sports where you get behind by so much. It's almost like you could kind of see the giving up.
Yeah, inside a little bit.
Let's just get this game done.
And I mean, you could tell that too when you were watching it on the live stream there. You could see the players, Astralis side, they're all pretty amped up, and Liquid on theirs, they're hands on their head.
Yeah, you could see a lot of the Liquid players get frustrated. I think Stu actually banged his desk.
Yeah,
a couple times, and they showed it on stream. So, Astralis they're so notorious for being able to shut anything that you're good at. They can shut you down.
Exactly.
They can shut you down. They know the counters to everything that you're going to do. They study you so well. And I think it was Glaive in a previous interview just said that, some of the preparation involves 4 to 5 hours of watching game tape on other teams.
Exactly, yeah.
And knowing what they do, what's their certain strategies and setups, and knowing how to counter certain things. So it definitely showed in the Overpass map.
I really loved watching Astralis in the sense that, if let's say, like, if, for example, if they're playing on Dust, they would start maybe on A, and they say, okay, you know, very quickly, one guy would make the decision on Astralis. Okay, guys, A's not working. We need to move B. We're going to do this push, and this is how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then boom, Astralis moves over. They're making the switch, and Liquid doesn't even have time to react. And I felt like Astralis used that communication and that leadership to really hone in, and I think that's why they are the champions, because of that communication and the way that they can deliver it to their teammates in the time.
And I think you definitely see it. Wasn't like Liquid has so much talent where they can almost match the talent of Astralis. Astralis is unbelievable. Like, we're in the age of Astralis for a reason. But when you saw those changes with the 16-2 win, I think it all comes down to coaching. And Astralis' coaching is, you know, one of a kind, top of the world. You know, Zonic is unbelievable, and I think that's really what you see, the switch ups, like the play calling. It's unbelievable. I think that's really where the difference is between Liquid and Astralis.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But one thing to say about Liquid too is that Adren, they just picked him up, their new coach, when Zeus left to go to MIBR. So the fact that they made it so far in this tournament already with a new coach, and I mean relatively new player in Stewie, you could see the potential there, right? Like right now, when you look at the top 3 teams, obviously Astralis number 1. In my mind, ENCE now is proven to be the number 2 team. Yeah. I don't think they're actually ranked that in the world, but in my mind, they're one of the teams, or the only team right now that can really challenge.
I believe they're 4th.
Astralis, are they 4th?
Yeah, 4th.
And then Liquid, I think, is right there as well. Yeah. So, and then obviously you have Navi, probably the next team to come up and push, but I think with Navi, there's still a big disparity between in-game leaders on the other teams, and their in-game leader was Zeus. The fragging abilities, his ability to clutch. Like, now what you're seeing with CS, you need all 5 of your guys to be basically unbelievable players. And in order to compete with Astralis, that's what you need.
Yeah, your 5 guys need to be able to fill every single role.
100%.
There's a little bit of a problem with Navi too. You see kind of with Simple Electronic, it's kind of the battle for who's their top fragger, who's really, you know, the one that's going to lead them. And right now it's Simple, but you know, Electronic thinks in himself that he can be that person. So unlike Astralis, where everyone kind of knows where they fit in, everyone knows who they are in that team, a little bit of an identity problem with Navi.
Navi, I see that. I can see that too. Yeah.
That was like I found too with Draken coming in. They had Draken was like their now we got a designated operator. So I felt like, I don't know, with that team it was easier for them to distinguish their roles once we have someone who's going to be able to take that spotlight. And Alu was great to watch on his ops day.
The 1v4 clutch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Was that Train? That was Train. Yeah, that was insane.
That was crazy.
When I was watching that, in my mind, I'm going, what is MIBR doing? Like, first of all, they know it's Alu. He's in the train yard, and they know he has an off. Yeah. And all 4 of them peaked separately. Yeah. They all took 1v1s against him, and I'm going, what? All it took was 2 guys to peak at the same time, and you're going to get the trade. Yeah. The guy's got an op. He can only take out one at once. And what a big blunder that was, especially, that was almost the downfall right from the beginning, and then you could tell that was it for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, actually, as soon as Alu got that 4K,
they're down 9-0, and then Alu goes and grabs a 4K, and it clutches it too. It was just... That was sick. That was such a cool clip. But again, I had no idea what MIBR was thinking throughout that whole process. But
I think that Alu clip I think is the most watched on Twitch right now at 50 or 70K views right now. It was pretty exciting.
You would expect that.
Yeah.
And that really makes me wonder, is there something deeper to what's going on with MIBR? It might not just be the players, because we saw Stewie when he was there, and Tarek, there were obviously problems there. And now Stewie goes to Liquid, and he lit up this tournament, right? He played unbelievable. I believe he had 94 fantasy points. So,
Stewie had 94.5 fantasy points over 8 maps. He averaged 11.81 fantasy points per map, which he was in the top 10.
Yeah.
8 performances.
Okay. And just give viewers a guide. Our top guy was at 17.
Yeah. 17 device.
Yeah, 17 was at device. So 11.
That's not bad. Yeah. So it really makes me wonder: is there something deeper going on with MIBR that's causing all these problems now?
I wondered the same thing, because they definitely didn't look like a team.
No, yeah.
They looked a little bit like FaZe as well.
They did. Wow. Splitting image of FaZe, right?
They both looked like they had an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Where they're still trying to figure out who's doing what and what everyone's role should be.
Exactly. Who's in what role and who's our leader? Who makes a call? That's what I found was the big issue.
With MIBR, Fall, and who knows, it could be just, it may take some time for Zeus to come in and provide the leadership they need as a coach.
Yeah.
But Fallen has been a leader for so long. Since he's come into the CSGO professional scene, he's always been an IGL. And they just seemed completely out of touch. Their communication, we just talked about the one before that they lost against Alu, and that was basically set the pace for the rest of the tournament for them. They went 0-5. It was bad. But each player just seemed out of touch. Cold Zera, how many? They had Phelps, Cold Zera, Fur, Taco, and Fallen, all under 40 total fantasy points for the entire map, or for the entire Blast Pro series. And Fallen was their top player. He averaged 7.5 fantasy points per map. Again, looking at the top guys, you got Device at 17, Sergey at 15.5. They just did not cut it when it came to their overall performance between each individual player and as a team. They just didn't cut it. It was disappointing because I thought they were going to be in the finals.
Especially being in there with their home crowd behind them too. They didn't have the crowd the first day, but with the second day, I thought maybe that would change up their game a little bit, but obviously no, there was no change.
They left themselves not even a fighting chance for the second day. They went 0-2 on the first day, and in a tournament like this, you at least have to win both or split. But going down 0-2, you're basically leaving yourself up to chance for other teams.
Taco knew as soon as they did the interview with Taco after they lost the 2 games. He's like, we're out. We're just going to try to enjoy our time here and put on a good competition for the rest and, for our fans. It's, it's sad to see that home team out so early, but, what can you do?
Yeah. And we kind of mentioned it last episode, how that first game was imperative for both of those teams, for ENCE and MIBR. I thought that ENCE wasn't going to do well because I thought MIBR was going to set the tone with the crowd behind them. But it was kind of the opposite. You saw that first game set the tone for the entire tournament for MIBR.
Yeah, it was bad. It was everything that we talked about MIBR, the opposite ended up happening.
Yeah,
right? We
exactly.
said they got to come out with a good start. Yeah. They ended up going down 9-0 to ENCE. So poor performance. They're going to be playing again this weekend in the Star Series tournament, so we'll see how they do there. But again, it was disappointing, and they definitely cost my fantasy team since I had Fur and Fallen as my picks for my team. So, but I still beat both of you guys, so that's all.
Yeah. Thanks for rubbing that in. I gotta say, when I was watching the interview with MIBR with Frankie there, it's really nice to see how close knit that they are between each other. It seems like they're close to each other and they're good buddies with one another. But you know what? Maybe that is one of the issues on the team, where there's too much buddy going on there, and they need those designated roles where you're the team leader. We got to listen to you when you say this. Maybe there's issues going on with that.
Could be that. Maybe that's just too relaxed. Maybe there's not. Maybe they're so close. They're so relaxed in that. That could be the issue, right? There's not enough structure there, or enough discipline. But who knows? Like I said,
they are the stars in Brazil's eyes, but if they're not performing too well, they're going to lose a stardom pretty quickly.
You only know what you see based off of streams and what you see on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So,
exactly.
You expect so much more from MIBR, especially with how good this roster was a year and a half to 2 years ago, being the best team in the world. But we'll see. Like I said, disappointing tournament, but there's always that next tournament, and we'll see what happens this weekend.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap that up. If we could talk about that for years. Congratulations to Stralitz for their win in the Blast Pro. Congratulations on the 125K winnings. Enjoy the time off, guys. Get some rest and relaxation.
This is EliteDuels, the world's first skill-based daily fantasy esports contest. Pick your team, play daily, win cash. With multiple daily contest types across your favorite games, manage your team by selecting from the highest rated Tier 1 players to the Tier 5 dark horses. You'll earn 1 point for every kill, half a point for every assist, but lose half a point for every death. Cheer on your team and watch them earn points as they play. Win real cash you can withdraw in seconds. Being an esports champ has never been easier. EliteDuels, bringing fun and excitement from fantasy sports to professional esports.